No. Died. If that's your Angelina Jolie, whatever floats your boat, Don, but I ain't crawling into bed with you. You know what I'm saying? Sounds a little Jack Kevorkian to me. Now, here he is giving a pep talk to a British audience, patting them on the back because, hey, they could have done what we did with health care, but no, they didn't. Watch him.
You could have let an unaccountable system play out in the darkness of private enterprise, instead of accepting that a politically accountable system must act in the harsh and admittedly sometimes very unfair daylight of the press, public debate, and political campaigning.
That's not what they did with his appointment.
You could have had a monstrous insurance industry of claims and rules and paper pushing instead of using your tax base to provide a single route of finance.
Oh, boy. That sounds... I am so hot right now. How about you? The darkness of private enterprise. Oh, wow. Again, what horrible luck President Obama has. Here's another guy that he directly appoints to head up an agency that will disperse more than $800 billion in benefits. That's larger than Denmark, South Africa, and the Israeli economies combined. And again, what horrible luck. He's a global redistribution of wealth socialist guy. Wow. Wow. Remember when I told you last year the health care reform was all about redistribution of wealth? What these bills are about here, this health care stuff, what this is about redistribution of wealth here in America. That's what this is about. This will take money from the poor. It will take good health care and destroy it, and it'll suck nationwide. It's also about destroying businesses and any kind of wealth in this country. Well, the New Yorker, they caught me. There's that story with my big fat face on it. A year ago, they wrote this about me. His ratings have gone up from his bottomless grab bag of fear-mongering and insightful, I don't think they mean that in a good way, insightful comments about the coming redistribution of wealth. Oh, what fear-mongering! What could I have possibly been thinking? We need to clear that up, right from the horse's mouth, from the guy who Obama has just appointed the head of Medicare and Medicaid. He'll straighten this out. Don Berwick, let's hear it for Don.
Any health care funding plan that is just, equitable, civilized, and humane must redistribute wealth from the richer among us to the poorer and the less fortunate. Excellent health care is by definition redistributional.
Do I need to say any more? I mean, I think that pretty much puts me in my place, doesn't it? Now, how does the president respond to this blatant socialist running our healthcare system? Oh, that's next. All right, the president has just skipped the confirmation process for Donald Berwick, an expert in healthcare rationing. He's called for it. He said, we have to do it. Okay, that's cool. But I was told that we wouldn't have to worry about that under Obamacare. In fact, do you remember when the president said this?
I recognize there is an underlying fear here.
Yes.
That people somehow won't get the care they need. You will have not only the care you need, but also the care that right now is being denied to you.
Here's Berwick on rationing. Quote, the decision is not whether or not we will ration care. The decision will be whether we ration care with our eyes open. Mark my words, complete lives system. No one in the New York Times will even know what that is, but you will, because we talked about it a year ago. It confirms everything that we said. Everyone denied this except for Fox News and a CNS reporter who actually asked Robert Gibbs about his confidence in Berwick's nomination considering his rationing comments. Showed it to you earlier. Here's the Gibbs response again.
Is there like a secret comment book that somehow you got that nobody else got, and you just read a couple of them to me, and somehow they wouldn't have come out? Did he say things like rationing happens today? The question is who will do it? Did he say that? Did he say that?
That was one comment.
Actually, that was Paul Ryan. That was Paul Ryan. He's a Republican in Congress.
He was prepared for this question. marginalize, attack, secret. This is what's his name? The most dangerous man in America, Cass Sunstein. Cass Sunstein, make them in to look like conspiracy theories. It's true. He's made it look into a conspiracy theory. And then he was armed with very specific Paul Ryan quotes. Wow. They were preparing a defense. They knew this wasn't going to be easy, so they forced him through and then prepared the defense. Marginalize, make him into conspiracy theorists, and notice how the press laughed. The White House said they wanted to avoid the political games and stall tactics of the Republicans, but the truth is the Republicans weren't stalling this hearing. The Republicans wanted this hearing. It only helps them to have a socialist rationing guy in charge of the health care for Medicare and Medicaid getting grilled. You think Grandma and Grandpa are going to like that one? I don't think so. Not one hearing was scheduled. Not one hearing was called because the Democrats would be completely humiliated by this guy. And so it was they who were stalling. It was those guys that were avoiding. All this is proving is that Congress is becoming completely irrelevant. I told you this a year ago. Congress, please listen. One branch is eating all of the other branches. The president is going around you. Too much executive power is no good. I don't care if it's George Bush or Ronald Reagan. Not so much power in one branch. When will someone in the media, and more importantly, people in Congress, start to realize this and actually start to stop it and report on it? With the shenanigans that are going on in Washington, Donald Berwick and everything else, Congress is becoming more and more irrelevant. And speaking of irrelevant, one congressman comes to mind. This congressman is the poster child for term limits, Pete Stark of California. This guy tells flat-out lies to his constituents. I don't know how this guy continues to get reelected. This is the poster child, and you got him on both sides of the aisle, but boy, oh boy, this guy's amazing. Watch.
Dan, this is Congressman Pete Stark, and I just got your facts. And you don't know what you're talking about. I'll call you back later and let you tell me more about why you think you're such a great god hero.
I represent most of the non-theists around the world. A person doesn't need to believe in God or in fairy tales or golden tablets.
Viewers who don't have a doctorate in economics.
Well, why, if you'd shut up for a minute, why don't you explain to your viewers? You're blabbing away here about something you don't know anything about. Jan, get real. Jan, get real. I can't explain. If you shut up, Jan, I think this interview's come to an end. Someday, when you shut up and you want to talk about something, let's talk about this. Thank you. No, we're done. Get out of here. Now, listen, you get the out of here. I'll throw you out the window. The Minutemen want to have something to say?
Yep.
Who are you going to kill today? You don't have money to fund the war or children, but you're going to spend it to blow up innocent people if we can get enough kids to grow old enough for you to send to Iraq to get their heads blown off for the president's amusement.
Mr. Congressman, don't be on my leg and tell me it's raining. Thank you. I wouldn't dignify you by being on your leg. It wouldn't be worth wasting the urine.
I cannot believe what is going on in the press and in academia. Look, I am learning history right along with you. I am not I joke that I have a doctorate. I have a doctorate in humanities. They give that to somebody who will come and speak. I'm a guy who didn't know much about history, and I'm learning right along with you. But as I'm learning, I am learning things that shock me and horrify me. I may not get everything exactly right, but I got to tell you something. Margaret Sanger was one evil SOB. Woodrow Wilson, the most evil president we've had. Theodore Roosevelt, is he a hero or a villain? Tomorrow, you will find out. And I'm coming back. I think I'm going to do 2 shows because there's a couple of academics that say that I got these 2 wrong. Yeah, I'm going to show you their words. We'll do that later tomorrow. History of heroes and villains in the textbooks from New York. Good night, America.